So today, I am going to be starting. I just want to do an intro video. I've been told that I need to be more personal and tell you guys about my journey, how I got started, my motivation for getting started, my motivation for being in the financial services field, and whether some of the accidents that happened along the way, and just so you know a little bit more about myself, so you can understand and relate to why I have a passion. So for me, I think that there's a lot of people out there that will try to teach you finances, will try to teach you financial wellness, will try to teach you about businesses, will tell you don't do this, don't do that, don't whatever. There's nothing about don't do this, don't do that, whatever they're telling you. Everything depends. If you would like to go to Disney, you can go to Disney. When you go to Disney might be an issue, because if you want to go to Disney, you set a financial goal that's one of the things that you want to do. You have to look at your finances in general, and you have your Disney pot. When you start watching my podcast, listening to my podcast and watching my videos, you'll see some of them talks about the financial pots. The pots are the goal at the end of the rainbow. So those are the things that when you're done filling your pot, you have achieved your goal, which could be goals or gold, whichever one. It's March for us here, so that means that it's the lucky month of St. Patrick. So we're thinking all about gold this month. So that's one of the things that you can do. So I don't think that that those are the things. So one of the other things that you need to think about is who is teaching you, who is telling you these things. Are they qualified? Do they have education? Do they have experience? And I'm not just talking about experience in one thing. Do they have financial education and financial experience in tax, if they're teaching you tax, in money management, in business planning, in tax planning, in estate planning? Do they have that experience? Because having the education like I have, being a CPA, which is a lot of hours of studying and a lot of hours of school and many different things. I went to the City University of New York, Lehman College, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later, because I am from the Bronx, Boogie Down Bronx. So it's Sherron from the Bronx, not JLo from the Bronx. So that's where I grew up, and that's where I went to school, and that is where I got my first degree from. And I came here to Florida 20 years after and finished off my plus 30 at Florida International University, where I finished off my plus 30 for my licensing for my CPA exam. And I took my exam, and it was, I think 18 and a half hours at that time, 4 parts. You have to pass it, all 4 parts, to become the CPA. And I'm going to toot my horn here, because only 9% of the people pass it the first time. So I took all 4 parts in my day. It was all 4 parts at the same time, 2 days, sitting there for 18 and a half hours with your pencil and your pen, not on the computer, and learning and taking your exam. And I'm proud to say that I passed all 4 parts at the same time, because it was commitment. I did it married, I did it working full time, and I did it with a 2-year-old. So it's not impossible. You make your goals, you work towards them, you focus on it, and you do what you have to do to get things going. So in addition to that, the number 2 thing, which I would actually move to number 1, is the experience. You have to have the experience. I have been in the accounting field since before I was an adult. In my father's real estate company. That's what I've been doing. And I've been balancing my dad's checkbook at home. That's how I started learning how to work with finances. So I've been doing this all my life, like accounting, money, talking about money, numbers. It's in my blood. I think it started in my blood, and I still have it in my blood. And I have a passion for making it a part of our lives as a good thing, and not the evil, not money, not to think about those things. So that's one of the things that I wanted to tell you guys about. It's you have to have someone that has experience and education. They have to have experience and education. I have almost 3 decades of experience. I came from the corporate world. It came from bookkeeping, then to the corporate world when I worked for the American Red Cross, the Westchester County chapter during 9/11. For their assistant director for their accounting department there. And then when I moved to Florida, I started working in a public accounting firm down here. I did that for a good few years. And then I had another child and I decided to go part-time and started consulting on my own on the side. That was 2007. That's what I started to do in 2007. So that was when my accounting firm was born. It's called B&P Tax and Accounting Service. In 2007, I started that because I wanted more flexibility. And the other reason is, once you're in a firm for a while and you have experience, you don't get to work with the small people. They bill you out too high. I always want to be able... I found the passion of training. I was training the clients, training the newer junior accountants. I like teaching them how to read their stuff, how to understand things, how to do things. So that I didn't want to be one of the high-level accountants that just consulted on basics, overview of things. I wanted to be able to train and teach, and that's how I got to decide on going out on my own. I've always had a passion to educate, to teach, to give back of myself. So one of my beliefs is that God, whatever gifts God gave us, is to share. It's never to keep for yourself. So you have to share of yourself, whatever gift it is. For me, it's finance and financial wellness, I believe, is a gift that people don't even realize that they need me to share with them. They don't realize that it's something that it's so needed in our society. The epidemics that we're dealing with have so much to do with finances that, people are afraid to look at it. We're not emphasizing enough on it in our schools. We're not teaching enough on it. We're not even educating our children on the cost of college. Yes, it's great to forgive the loans, but if we don't actually look at the cost of the college, the loans are going to be up there again. So there has to be a solution as to teaching children, teaching students, teaching college students that are about to go into college about the finances. My son started college a few years ago. Not one person in our school system, not one single person sat down with us and said, okay, if your child wants to go to college, this is financial package. If you have to take loans out, this is how much they will owe if they go to this college. This is how much they will owe if they go to this college. Just an estimate. So the parents and the children understand what they're getting into. But nobody did that for me when I went to college, and nobody did that for me and my son when he went to college. So I doubt that people are doing it in the world. If there is anybody doing it, it's very minimal. So that's also one of the reasons, one of my motivations for doing what I want to do. So I told you guys about my over 3 decades of experience. I told you guys about my graduation from Lehman College City University of New York. In 2000, I told you guys about my education at Florida Atlantic University and me passing that CPA exam the first time. I am super proud. And my first boss in Florida, that was one of the things that totally impressed him, that I passed it the first time. So the other thing is I work in this field. I am dealing with clients. I consult with clients across generations about home buying, retirement, business planning, budgets, finances, college. Sometimes I tell my clients, they ask me questions. I'm like, okay, I am a CPA, I'm an accountant, but I am not the chief cook and bottle washer. You guys can't ask me this question. I'm not qualified to give you an answer. Like, oh, we just want your opinion. Okay, I give you my opinion, but I'm telling you, you need to contact an attorney. You need to contact a title company. You need to contact a real estate agent. You need to contact the professional in that field so you can get ideas. I can consult with them, but I can't give that. I believe in hiring the right professional to help you with whatever you're doing. So having that extensive knowledge, that experience that you have with every client, you go through a journey with every client. And that experience helps me to be able to teach you guys about the different things that you need to know, not just about taxes. When you're entrepreneurs, the entrepreneurs out there, you should not just be doing your books for your taxes. You need to be doing your books for management. You need to be thinking about retirement. You need to be thinking about college. You need to be thinking about FSAs and HSAs and all the different avenues that you can save money with. That's the type of tax preparer, that's the type of CPA or EA that you need to be with. Someone that's teaching you, talking about your overall finances. It's not someone that you go to, a neon sign down the block that you go to during tax season that you don't even see to help you do stuff. You have to learn to do this year round. You have to be looking at your money, your taxes, your paychecks, everything year round. It's something that you should be constantly looking at. You should carve out time to be looking at that. So that's one of the things. Working in corporate and public accounting gives me an upper hand on other CPAs. Not all CPAs work in public and corporate accounting. In public accounting, you get to see the overview of everything. In corporate accounting, you get to dig down and understand how to analyze financial statements, analyze books, why, when something is wrong. You need to recognize when something is wrong and where you need to dig deeper and where you don't need to dig deeper. So it's important to have both sides of experience to be able to be fully qualified to give that information to the public. And you want to be getting this information from someone who has an overall package, not just someone who did this, or not just someone who has an experience from one thing or another. You need to, a certified public accountant is someone who has that overall education, the overall certification, and the experience. So you don't want some 20-something-year-old who has not lived long enough to get the experience to teach you about these things. So thank you for listening to my intro video. I hope this explains a little bit about who I am, what my motivations are, what I'm trying to give you, and why I'm trying to give it to you. And you continue on this journey with me so I can, you join me on this journey so I can give of myself what God's gifts that He's given me to help you with your life and your financial journey and your financial wellness. This is Sherron, the Modern Savvy CPA. Thank you.